If you want the real breakdown of what's happening with Alabama football right now, the kind of analysis that goes beyond the surface level, takes that you get everywhere else, you need to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications, because we're diving deep into the conversations that matter. This is where Alabama fans come to get the inside scoop, the real talk, and the analysis that cuts through all the noise. Now let's break down what's really happening in Tuscaloosa and why this Wisconsin game is about to tell us everything we need to know about this Alabama team. I just got off the phone with Black from Oklahoma City, and let me tell you something. This caller brought up points that every Alabama fan needs to hear. While he's driving through Missouri, this man called in with some real talk about what he saw in that dominant performance, and his observations about this team are exactly what we need to be discussing. Because when you have fans calling from Oklahoma City just to talk Alabama football, you know this program has that nationwide pull that separates champions from pretenders. Black started off by addressing something that's been bothering me too. He mentioned a previous caller who wasn't impressed with that 73-0 beatdown, and honestly, what are we even talking about here? 17 for 17 completion percentage, 3 quarterbacks throwing touchdowns, and people are still finding ways to criticize? Stop it. Just stop. When you put 73 points on somebody, I don't care who it is, you're doing something right. That's not just execution. That's domination at every level. But here's where Black really got my attention, and this is something I've been thinking about too. He wants Ryan Williams to stay in the slot, and honestly, I think he's onto something. Williams in the slot creates matchup problems that defensive coordinators are going to lose sleep over. I understand what the coaching staff is trying to do, getting those mismatches with safeties and linebackers, but Williams in the slot is where the magic happens. The only thing is, and Black mentioned this too, Williams needs to understand he's going to take some hits in the SEC. That's just the reality of playing inside, but if he can handle that physicality, watch out. Then, Black brought up something that should have every Georgia fan nervous. He mentioned Clemson struggling with Troy, Hunter Stockton throwing 34 passes when they should have been up by 50. Meanwhile, Alabama is out here going 17 for 17 and putting up 73 points. That's the difference between a program that's built for championships and programs that are hoping for championships. Georgia fans can talk all they want, but after what we saw from Alabama's offense, I'm not worried about anybody on our schedule. But let's talk about what really caught my attention during this call. Black brought up the offensive line situation, specifically mentioning that new guy who got in, number 71, the dark-skinned player. I had to correct him, because that's actually Michael Carroll, number 64, at tackle, and this is where things get interesting. Even Ryan Grubb and coach Kalen DeBoer were asked about Michael Carroll in terms of competition, and Grubb specifically said there's clearly competition between those guys at all positions. Here's the thing about Alabama's offensive line that I've been very open about. I'm not completely sold on this line right now, but if Carroll wants to come in and play, if he wants to battle it out with Formby, then let's go. That's how competition works. That's how you find your best five. And honestly, I'd be happy to see more of Carroll, because we need to figure out who can handle the pressure when the lights get bright and the games matter most. Caden Proctor, we need to talk about this situation honestly. You're in competition with everybody right now because you haven't played to the standard we need. Caden Proctor could be a top 10 player in this position, but he hasn't even played like a second-round guy yet. That needs to change, and it needs to change fast because we've got Wisconsin coming up and then the real SEC schedule starts. But here's what gives me confidence about this offensive line situation. Parker Belford is the best center in the country, hands down. Cam Dewberry is really good. Gino Vandermark looks serviceable. Jaden Roberts appears healthy, so we have the components there. There's nothing wrong with our skill positions, clearly, and our quarterback just went 17 for 17. Let him eat. What are we even debating right now? Black made a point that I think every Alabama fan needs to understand. 17 for 17 is insane. I don't care who we're playing against. You could be playing a high school team, and going 17 for 17 is still impressive. You have to be incredibly accurate and efficient to pull that off. You can't even do that in a video game consistently. Go play Madden or College Football 25 and try to go 17 for 17 and screenshot it. It's not happening. So, when Ty Simpson does, it in real life against real defenders, we need to give him his due. Then Black shifted to something that's been on my mind too, the linebacker situation. When's the last time we had those big, bulky linebackers that could really smack somebody? Besides Jihad Campbell, we've been missing that physical presence in the middle. Deontay Lawson has the football IQ, no question, but he's not a big kid. Justin Jefferson has speed and can move laterally, but he seems undersized for an inside linebacker in the SEC. I've been saying this since the postseason. I'd like to see QB Reese get more opportunities. I still feel like Deontay Lawson isn't 100% healthy yet. Jefferson is fast. I saw him chasing down plays in that first game, but we need more size in the middle. Nikhai Hill, the jury's still out on how good he really is. Maybe QB Reese gets more opportunities going forward because he was opportunistic when he got his chances. He was there for that fumble recovery. He knows where the ball is. Bray Heward is another guy I want to see more of. I like what he did in that second game. I heard a lot about him in spring practice and fall camp. He just needs to wrap up consistently, but I like him coming downhill and making contact. He got put on notice after that first game, and rightfully so, but he bounced back and was Player of the Week for his performance against Louisiana Monroe. We haven't cashed out on Bray Heward at all because that one play doesn't define him. Black asked about Keon Sabb and how he's doing this year. Here's the thing about Sabb. He has the only quarterback sack on the team right now. He's done his job. I think he's been pretty good overall. In that last game, I thought he played well. I saw him all over the field making plays. The production is there, and he's showing up when we need him to. But here's what I really want to talk about as we look ahead to Wisconsin. This is an 11 a.m. game, and sometimes those early kickoffs can be weird for teams. But here's the advantage Alabama has that nobody's talking about. This team practices so early in the day anyway. They're used to being up and ready to go in the morning. So, I don't think the early kickoff is going to be an issue for this team at all. I think Alabama comes out and really takes it to Wisconsin. I think we enter this game with a lot of momentum. Ty Simpson comes off that 17 for 17 performance, and I think he does serious work against Wisconsin's defense. The abundance of talent we have, the speed at every position, I don't think Wisconsin is going to be able to handle what we bring to the table. I'm curious to see what Ryan Williams does if he plays in this particular game. All of our quarterbacks looked good in that last performance, but I think Alabama gets after Wisconsin in a big way. This game is going to tell us everything we need to know about where this team is heading, and I have a feeling we're going to like what we see. So here's what I want you to do. Drop a Roll Tide in the comments below, hit that thumbs up button, and make sure you're subscribed with notifications turned on, because we're going to be breaking down every single game, every single play, and every single decision that matters for this Alabama team. This is where Alabama fans come to get the real analysis, the deep breakdowns, and the conversations that matter. Don't miss out on what's coming next, because this Wisconsin game is just the beginning of what's going to be a special season in Tuscaloosa. Roll Tide, and I'll see you in the next breakdown.